Yes, checking in. Here to introduce our MoonPro Checklist, aka the bias box, aka the best damn plugin on TradingView. I'm not hearing nothing. The data, the information this provides is bar none unmatched. Um, I'm gonna get straight into it, explaining each of these features down here. This is our bias box down here. I'm gonna explain each one of these. I'm gonna explain some of the settings and just a basic how would I use it in my daily trading. This works for any strategy. This isn't strategy based. This isn't, you can use this in forex, futures, not just the stock market, so long you're watching price on TradingView. Okay, so let's get into it. The first one is volume spike. That will turn green when the volume is above average. Okay, now this, it just tracks volume. If volume is above average for that time of day, for that particular stock on that particular time frame you're watching, that will be lit green. All right, that just lets you know participants are in heavy, obviously, right? The volume is up above average. That just tells you participants are in heavy. So that may be a good time to enter trades, etc. If you see things breaking out when volume is spiking, it may have a little follow through. If you see things breaking out and that volume spike is neutral as you see it now, it's probably going to fail. So just little information like that will help a long way, on your trading journey. The EMA trend, this is very simple. If the EMAs are bullish, if the EMA trend is bullish, it'll be green. If it's bearish, it'll be red. Neutral means it's mixed. So obviously we see here on IWM the EMA trend is bullish because the 13 is above the 50 is above the 200, and the 200 is above the 325, and etc., etc. All right. If it was the opposite direction, it'd be bearish. Okay. So the order flow, this is just kind of, it's not literally order flow. What it is telling you is, I just named it that, but what it is telling you, are buyers coming in heavy or are sellers coming in heavy? Okay. I do have a PDF that goes into deeper. I don't want to make this video too long, but that's basically what it is. Okay. So if the order flow is green, that tells you buyers are stepping in heavy. Once the order flow is red, that tells you sellers are stepping in heavy. All right. That's clear indication of what's going on in the market in real time. There's no lag. And there's plenty of times I've been in calls and see that order flow turn red and that price turned right around. Okay, so there that goes. All right, level two, this is the level two order book. Same thing, just different metric of buyers and sellers stepping in. If it's bullish, it'll be green. If it's bearish, that'll be red. All right. Everything is ticker based. So whatever ticker you're watching, that's what the level two is reading. Okay. The IV rank, the implied volatility, it tells you when volatility is above, like high or low or neutral. Okay. So when the volatility is low, like red, it'll be red, like right now. That's preferably where you kind of want to get some contracts in, because when the volatility is high, which that'll be green here, this will be green, that means contracts are expensive and the premiums won't move as much because they're so expensive already. Okay, so you kind of want to enter trades, or you'll feel more confident or comfortable, excuse me, entering your trade when the contracts are a little cheaper. When the market has a high volatility, it's a high risk. So this is just an indicator of telling you what's happening with volatility in the market in real time. Okay, the RSI is self-explanatory. Everybody should know the RSI is relative strength indicator, or relative strength index, whatever have you. Um, and so, when it's green, obviously bullish momentum, red, bearish momentum, neutral momentum, right? The squeeze, this is an indicator that's pretty much like the Bollinger Bands, almost like, when prices above the Bollinger Bands, when they're crossing, like price tends to squeeze. There's a whole indicator called squeeze TTM, I believe, on TradingView. That's like a single indicator that this is what that represents. Okay, this is literally that. So yeah, so when that's green is not direction specific, just like the volume spike is not directional specific. If it's green, that means volume could be flushing it or pumping it. Same thing for squeeze. All right. If it's green, that means price is in that area where it can have a big move. All right. It can squeeze a little bit. All right. The tick, this tracks the market, the top 500 stocks in the market. And if they're all going up, that'll be green. If they're all going down, that'll be red. Once, neutral, mixed, right? So obviously this kind of tells you, like, all right, well, if this is green telling you most of the tickers in the market are going up, you kind of want to flow with the fish, right? This is how we be successful and stay away from stupid losses. All right, you want to go with the flow in the market. You don't ever want to trade against it. So if nothing else, if that's red, I know not to get calls. If that's green, I know not to get puts, like things like that. Okay, the MACD divergence, self-explanatory. The MACD is diverging. Bullish, that'll be green. If it's diverging red, if it's diverging bearish, that'll be red. Just an easy indicator rather than seeing it all down here, a bunch of lines. It's just green, bullish, red, bearish. Boom. And you can change the time frame from if you want to use the hourly or the 15-minute. All right, I'll show you all of that in the settings. TFC, this represents time frame continuity. So this tracks a 4-hour, daily, weekly, monthly. If all of those are closed bullish, that'll be green. If one of those close opposite, it'll be neutral. If all of them close bearish, that'll be red. You kind of want to trade inside of that. Like, you want the time frame continuity. If you see something breaking out to the upside and the time frame continuity is already bullish, then there's a chance that's gonna have some follow through and some continuation. All right, so that's what that represents there. The ADX is just a momentum tracker, where if the momentum is, so again, this is the ADX is 20. Anything above 20 is fairly good momentum. So that'll trigger it. So if it's bullish momentum, it'll be green. If it's bearish momentum, that will be red. But 20, it won't be negative 20 for bearish. It'll just be 20, but it'll be red instead of green. All right. And the SPY tape, this is just SPY, whether SPY's is heavy calls coming in or heavy puts. That's what that shows you. That's specifically for SPY. All right. That's reading the SPY tape. All right. So if the SPY tape is green, bullish, SPY tape red, bearish. All right. Let's jump into the settings. Now, first things first is the size of the box. Pause. So small, you can change it, medium, this and that. You can change the position, the top right or top left or bottom right. I like it at the bottom right. The IV source, I keep it on VIX. This represents the IV volatility. I keep it on the VIX. You can change it up. I think RVX is IWM and the VXN is more QQQ. Arrow validation. So we do have arrows that pop up under candles, and that would represent if 9 of these in the bias box, if 9 squares are lit up, that will signal an arrow. If it's green, it'll be a green arrow. If this is mostly bearish, it'll be a red arrow. All right. And I didn't mention the borders. You can see the borders in the bias box. That's also another momentum tracker, just so you can see that. Yes, sir. All right. So this is the MACD divergence I was telling you about. And of course, the MACD divergence works with the RSI. I failed to mention that, but so you can change this from the hourly or to the 15-minute if you want like a faster, response. I keep it on the hour. The volume spike you can change. I keep it at 1.5 in the morning, and then I kind of dumbed it down in the afternoon because after 12, volume kind of disappears in the market. So if the volume is above, if it's like double the average, then that is trigger. Okay, so boom. You really don't want to trade in the afternoon unless there's volume there. The RSI here, the ADX period is 14 days. I keep that. This is the ADX momentum tracker. Style. So the background, I colored the background green in areas of where, from area like times in the market where this is the time you most likely want to take a trade. and the background will turn red, when you probably want to stay away from that. You know what I'm saying? And that's from 12 to 2 o'clock. I have the background red. All right. Before that is green. Outside the first 10 minutes. Opening print. Opening print automatically plots on the chart once the MoonPro is turned on. So you'll have that. Nothing to worry about there. This is a key level, as we all know. All right. And that's pretty much the MoonPro checklist, man. I know I skimmed through it, but again, there's a PDF that's attached to this. Anybody that's interested can dive in more. This is, I mean, we have 12 indicators in one, and you could just, and it's just so simple. Like, it just, yeah. So I love this tool. It's the best thing next to Moon Maps, I believe, and it really helps me with my bias, man. And ain't nothing left to say. All right, I don't want to make the video too long. It's already 11 minutes. I hope you guys enjoyed, and catch you on the next one.